Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. I'm having a phenomenal morning. And to everybody who's new, my name is Doña Sky, but I go by Sky to make it easy on everybody. That first name is spelled nothing like it sounds, right? Today I'm going to be doing a Wet n Wild Mermaid review. I did get the collection. I am missing 3 items. Unfortunately, they haven't been back in stock since I've ordered initially. I've been playing with these for a little bit because I really wanted a good opinion on them before I did my review. I started to record this once and I got a knock on my door. I have received my Hourglass Ambient Rose Gold number 3 edition. I will be having a video coming up on that one, showing you guys what it looks like and everything else. So I'm pretty excited to have that. But for now, we're going to do a Wet n Wild review. Okay, first thing is the 3 metallic liners, and Sea Dream, which is the blue one, Sea Symmetry, which is the tealy green one, and Trident Shimmer, which is the silver gray one. Now, I've actually did one set of swatches already. Here is the Sea Symmetry, and this is partially dry, it's still slightly damp. You can see it's very shimmery, but you can also see it's a little patchy on some spots. The silver one, I want to say the silver one, the Trident Shimmer is probably the most opaque of the 3. The blue and the green, which is the Sea Dreams and Sea Symmetry, you do have to build up a little bit. If you have really deep wrinkles, I think you will have problems, because I did get a little bit of creasing in my fine lines, but just kind of an FYI on that one. And then I did these swatches, but I'll go ahead and do another set of swatches. I'm gonna go over them to show how you can build the color up. You can really get a thick color, very intense color. These brushes make it, they're not bad, but they're not great. The brushes actually remind me of the brushes that are in the Ulta line that have these guys, these liquid liners. So it's basically really generic. See how when you start building it up, you can get such a pretty color, but you really have to build it up. See how much more intense that is? And then we will do the Sea Symmetry. I keep wanting to call it the green one. It's basically a green. It's got a touch of blue. It's green with a touch of teal. That blue is like a true cobalt blue. And like I said, this is a gray with a shimmer. So once you build them up, you can get a really opaque look, but you don't have to get the metallic effect. You do get it on the thinner ones too. These are not great, but they're not bad. I follow these into the okay category. I don't mind having them in my collection. I'm glad I only paid $5 a piece, but if they come out with more, I don't know if I'd want to get them, because these, like I said, they could be better. They definitely could be better. Now the next item I only have 2 of, because the other 2 colors were gone, and they're the ones I also wanted, which were the blue ones. I got the green and the dark green. I got Mystery Midnight, which is a dark forest green, almost black color. And then I also got Laura's Necklace, which is a true emerald green. These are the metallic liquid eyeshadows. I think they're supposed to be kind of like a variation on the Stila glitters. I think it's very smart of them not to advertise it that way, because we don't want to deal with all that drama, right? But they're very similar in my mind. They are a thinner formula. You can kind of see how they're thin. They do build up nicely. They don't crack or anything when they build up, though. That I will say that. I did 3 layers on my eye the other day just to see if it would crack. I really went really deep smoky eye, and no cracking. It got crinkly looking, but it didn't crack at all. I was very impressed. Removing these do take a little bit of work. I will say that much. The Stilas, I don't have to work so hard to get off. These guys, I do. And then here is the Laura's Necklace. They're very similar, which is kind of funny when you think about it. When you first put them on, they look similar, but when you look at it a little deeper, this is deep. One's deeper and one's lighter. Okay, let's do a second coat of the deeper. so you guys actually get a kind of understanding how they change as they get deeper. I'm patting on like just gently. I'm very liberally. I'll just show you guys with the lighter green. There's the darker one, and then here's me patting on the lighter one. And I'm just literally, very generously patting it on. If you do one coat, you're not going to notice the difference in the colors too much. But if you do 2 coats, you can see the difference, where this is more of a dark green, this is a light green. To be honest, you probably could get away with one of these 2. I'm curious to see if the blue ones do the same thing, because there's 2 blue shades pretty much. And this is Coast Mystery Midnight, and then this is the Laura's Necklace. The formula, I like it. It just really dark glitters. I understand they were going for the Mermaid, Ocean, Bottom of the Sea, which are these darker colors. I would love them to see them come out with like a Fairy Princess line or a Tinkerbell line. Well, they can't do Tinkerbell because of copyright, but a princess line or a fairy line where they're using lighter shades in this glitter formula. I'd be buying those, because then they would be a real competition for my Steelers. And at $5 a piece compared to $25 a piece, I'm not saying anything. It'd be awesome. But this formula is really good. It's better than okay. It's not outstanding because it's not something I'm going to use too often. But if you like dark glitters, you're going to love these. Like I said, you do have to build them up. But for $5, can't really complain, right? So that's my opinion on those 2. They are pretty great. The last item are the liquid lipsticks. Now I'm going to start this out by saying they changed the formula. I do have most of the other cat suits. I'm missing a couple colors that I decided didn't look good on my skin color, or were colors that I just won't wear. That one is more of a liquidy consistency. It reminds me an awful lot of Jeffree Star and Jeffree Star's formula. It also reminds me quite a bit of Kat Von D's. It's like a cross between Jeffree Star and Kat Von D's, and I really like that formula. I get about 6 to 7 hours wear on that if I don't eat. Once you eat, it kind of starts to disintegrate. But it's not, most liquid lipsticks are that way, especially if there's any oil in it. Forget it, most of them are gone. But it dries matte, and I don't have to worry about it transferring. This formula is moussey. It reminds me a lot of Bare Minerals liquid lipstick formula, and a touch of the Buxoms that don't dry all the way, the mousse ones. That's what this formula reminds me of. It's not a bad formula, and it does not dry all the way down. You will still have some, it won't feel tacky on your lips when you put them back and forth, which I did appreciate that. I actually have worn all these colors, and a couple of them a couple days, and one quite a bit because I really like it. But they don't dry all the way down. There is, if you kiss something else, you're going to get a little bit of transfer. And some colors are way more noticeable than others, of course. It's not a lot of transfer, but it's still there. Transfer. I kissed somebody on the cheek a couple hours later, and I still transferred a little bit. So, just the FYI, they don't dry completely. There is still a little bit of transfer, but they are very comfortable. Where with the more traditional ones, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being dry, 10 being very moist, I would write that other one around a 5, 6. This one almost comes to an 8, 9. It doesn't dry. It doesn't feel really drying. It feels very hydrating. With the 2 formulas, if I start rubbing my lips together, this one does ball up a little bit, where the other one really didn't. So that is a difference in the formula. So if you're somebody who tends to rub their lips together, you will not like that aspect, because it will start balling up here on the inside and it will peel off. Just a little FYI. Also, something else I found with these formula is staining. Quite a bit of staining. And I think it's because they changed the formula from the liquid to the mousse. And I had to really greatly stain my lips to the point where I had to use sugar scrubs, really. And I'm wearing gloss finally, but gloss and chapstick is all I've been wearing, and probably will have to wear for the next couple days, just because my lips are still very sore. There is not an inch of dead skin on my lips. None. Okay, let's get into swatching these colors. They are beautiful colors. They dry to a matte looking finish, but they are not, like I said before, not transfer proof. Alright, the first one we're going to do is Sea Seduction, and it is this blue. It is a very pretty blue, I have to be honest. I actually wore this 2 whole days. Once when I went to Phoenix, and once around town and in my house. I got quite a few startled looks. But other than that, actually people in Phoenix I got a compliment on it. And it was from an older lady who had streaked her hair blue. She says, "What color lipstick is that?" And I told her, but I also told her right away about the staining issue, so she knew right away. I said, you know, if you don't mind. She says, "Oh, my lips are old. It doesn't matter. I gotta scrub them every day anyway." So she said she was gonna order some of the color ones, but I thought that was kind of fun. The next one is the color Siren's Jewel, and it is a green. It is a very true emerald green. See how the blue is starting to dry to more of a matte finish? They're pretty opaque. You will, with the blue and the green, may need to touch up because there's some streaky spots. The blue and green, I noticed I had to touch up more than the purple and the orange. Alright, and I'm calling them by the colors they look, but really I should be saying the blue, which is Sea Seduction, and the green, which is Siren's Jewel. Sorry, you guys. All these names, I wish they'd gone the same name on all the greens and all the blues, but it is what it is. This next one is Harbor a Crush. It is there's touches of copper in it. There's touches, not really. This is more like a raspberry with a touch of copper and red. That's how I would describe it. Just a touch. But that's my opinion, because some shifts you get that copper tone going, and others you get more of the raspberry. This one I had to layer up a little bit too. I had to touch up 1 or 2 spots, but like I said, it's more of a moussey formula, so it actually layers pretty decently. I wouldn't do more than 2 layers because I have a feeling it would peel more, ball up more, like I had mentioned before, because at some point you're going to do something that's going to cause a little bit of it, I think. And the last one is called Coral Crown. Now this is a red-orange with a gold copper finish. I really like this one. This is probably my favorite one. This is the only one that I really didn't have staining issues. I did have a little bit with the purple. And this one I might not just notice it because it was so close to my lip color. These two definitely had serious staining issues. You can see how this is kind of dry to a matte finish. And I kind of wanted to show you how this kind of can continue to smear. It will smear. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't dry down completely. And you will have some transfer. Like I said, it was a couple hours later, I was still getting transfer. And it's, even if you let this dry for a while longer, you're still going to get a little bit. Like I said, it gets a matte finish, but it doesn't completely dry down. So it's not like their completely dry liquid catsuit formula. It is very different. But that's pretty much it for my review. All 4 colors. I would highly suggest the crown, what is it? Coral Crown. And I highly suggest Harbor a Crush for colors if you're more of a berry or neutral girl. Like I said, I had a lot less staining on light colored skin with these two. The other two, you're just going to have to expect staining. If you love the colors, go for it. You do you. Like I said, I've worn all these at least a couple times. And for the set overall, I really like it. The highlighter bar, they were out when I ordered it. And I debated when I seen it was back in stock on ordering it and waiting on doing this review. But from what I've seen, it's a green gold finish, and I would never wear it. Some of these, 2 of these I'm already not sure I'm going to wear. The liquid lipsticks, the green and the blue, too often. I might be passing those off to somebody else. Or I might be just keeping them in my collection. We all know how we are. But definitely a good collection overall, I think. If you're willing to, I would just pick and choose the pieces instead of ordering the whole box. A lot of people aren't going to be wearing the green and gold highlighter, to be honest. But, you know, that's all coming into trend, I've noticed. A lot more people are wearing those colors. It's part of the reason why I got the green and the blue liquid lipstick to try. Like I said, and I had that one lady compliment me on the blue, which was out of the nowhere. I wasn't expecting that. So until it is what it is, right? Alrighty. Well, until next time, you guys, remember, you do you. Bye.